defense, and that's got to be disheartening because you do all that work to get so close to escaping, and then
Right, so here we are with another look at Gordon Jimenez. Gordon reclaims the mount here, and he gets double underhooks.
Chest in the face. Oh,
So watch as Gordon now locks his hands, and he's under both of Jimenez's elbows. You can put pressure down with his chest on Jimenez's face and just kind of smother him here. Jimenez is holding on for dear life, right? You see the hands clasped here. Whoops. Right, the hand clasp. Right, that's a desperation move. It doesn't really, get him much, but, he doesn't want Gordon to bring the hands in front where he can attack them, so he's keeping the hands locked behind Gordon's head, which only slows Gordon down. It doesn't really stop him from doing what he wants, right? Notice when Gordon's hips come up like this, right, his chest is down on Jimenez's face, just putting more chest pressure into the face, and that also drives the elbows forward, right, to start to, put pressure to get those arms up over Jimenez's head, right? Really tough position, right? And then from here, he can start climbing up, right? You see the left knee, the far knee you can't really see is climbing up, right? As Gordon's angle changes, right? Now, the hands are getting closer together here. So he went from a S grip to now he's getting butterfly grips, wrist to wrist grips. So that means the circle around Jimenez's head and arms is starting to get smaller, and you can see the distance between his elbows is very short right now. It's just basically his arms pinched to his ears, right? Which makes it extremely hard to defend anything. So now Gordon is just going to take a second, and he's going to shift, I think, into the S mount. Right, he's getting his climb up. He's starting to pull the knees up higher. He wants to put a little more pressure on Jimenez, on his chest, on face. Break him down. I think he's trying to separate the hands right here, right? Because with the hands locked, you can't really go into an S mount like he wants. Right, so he just keeps driving. See how the elbows are on the ground now? Jimenez is trying to arch up, right, to take pressure off, right? But it's just this forward and down pressure through Ryan that's starting to put a lot of strain. A lot of strain right here on the grips, right? And he keeps pushing forward, trying to get those arms. You can see the grip starting to want to separate there. Gordon senses that. He knows it's just a matter of time, right? You see the thumb coming off there. And Gordon is patient. Jimenez, all he can do is hang on. You see the grip starting to weaken, right? Gordon just adjusts up. So now the arms start to come in front. As soon as the hands slip over the head, right, now with the hands in front of him, Gordon can switch his position, right? So look, now that was his chance to slide the knee up past the headline. So the top of Jimenez's head is here, and Gordon slides his knee past, right? He shifts his weight out to the side, right? His butt went that way, right? He sits up, right? So he lifts his chest and pulls Jimenez's head off the floor, right? And this leg kicks through, and he's going to try to connect his foot to his knee right there. Boom, right? And now he's still got, because he had that elbow grip, you'll notice his arm is under Jimenez's arm, right? So he's got that control there, and now he's in a good S-mount position, and he controls that. Boom. Puts his hand down for a base, and then the hand fight begins. Right, notice he attacks Jimenez's defensive arm with his secondary arm. Boom. Pulls that in and tucks it in his pocket. Right, you'll see the hand shift down here. Right, it's a very strong position for Gordon, a weak position for Jimenez with his arm all kinked, right, like this and this, right? Gordon hides that hand, and now Jimenez can't really bring that arm out. Now, because Gordon knows Jimenez is super squirmy, he's going to fight to get his hand-to-hand grip, his wrist grip, before he sits back into the arm bar. Normally for the average person right now would be a great time to step over, right? And this elbow to elbow connection here is usually enough to start to set up your armbar. But Gordon knows that Jimenez is going to immediately try to escape as soon as he steps over. So he wants to get a wrist control first so he can really start cranking on that arm before he sits back, right? So you'll see he's going to come and use his secondary hand to assist. He grabs Jimenez's wrist right there, grabs his hand, switches the grip, takes the wrist grip there. You see now he's got 2-on-1. Right, he's got what he wants, and then the next step is to bring the leg over the face, right? Boom. Now he brings the leg over the face. He's pinching his legs together, holding on to Jimenez. Jimenez does a great roll, and he starts to shove. Whoops. He starts to roll this way, right? And then Gordon has to try to keep his legs locked through the roll. Switches position here, right? And he falls and he lets Jimenez roll out. He's cranking the arm right here. Jimenez is not in a awesome position. He's taking some damage right here. Like, look at that extension on the elbow. Right, you can see right there. Gordon is pulling down and his hips are up. Right, you can see Gordon's hips are off the ground right there. So there's a lot of pressure. But now Jimenez does a good job of turning his elbow. His elbow's pointing up. Right, so it takes some of that pressure off. Gordon is still trying to control the shoulders with his legs, right, to keep Jimenez from sitting up. But Jimenez got a good amount of momentum, and he rolls through, and he pulls his arm out, right. So good sequence there.